What's up, Half Centenarians? It is 2022, and I ain't playing no games. Like, I am so not playing games. I'm in Lagos, Nigeria, talking to Aduke Gomez. I'm not. However, I am in Atlanta, Georgia. She is in Lagos, Nigeria, and we still talking. You don't even know what you're gonna get when you get us, right? We going to a museum. We going to learn about history. Man, she even has some serious books about the trauma that the world is going through. All I can tell you is, if you stick with me, kid, you're going places. You're going places. Good day, Half Centenarians. Welcome. So, I don't know when you're watching this video, but at this very moment, it is February 2nd, which is the second day into the Black History Month celebration. And how appropriate. We are here, and she is there in Lagos, Nigeria. None other than Aduke Gomez. We are so excited to have a historian, an author, a lawyer. I can't even, you're multifaceted. But now I want to introduce you to the one and only, Ms. Gomez. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please introduce yourself, and we will continue with this wonderful conversation.
Hello, Marla. It's great to be here. I can't believe that we are here in Lagos and you are there, and by the wonders of technology, we can actually speak.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's incredible. So thank you so much for inviting us. As you said, my name is Aduke Gomez. Here I am today from Onikon House, which is a museum in Lagos. You can see behind me pictures of old Lagos, and I felt it was an appropriate venue, especially being Black History Month, to sort of like have this conversation surrounded by historical artifacts.
Mm-hmm. And how appropriate it is, because you're in a museum, and we, of course, have a lot of different Black history individuals. So Black history here in the United States is totally different because we focus on so many of the same people here. Okay. And this is just so appropriate because now we get to be introduced to not only identifiable African Americans in your country, but people that we should be identifying with as well. So just think about how appropriate it is, like you said, for you to have the historical information on the wall back here. But what you did was take it a little bit further, because you wrote a book and wrote a play to kind of commemorate some of the historical information that happened in Lagos. So tell us a little bit about that and how you got to that, just the place to want to write that, that historical information.
Okay, so during lockdown, I thought to myself, you know, it'd be a shame for stories to be lost. Okay, mm-hmm. It would be a shame, because if you think back to 2020 and that time that it was a time that nobody knew what the next step would be, mm-hmm. And I just thought it would be a shame if we didn't remember how to tell stories. So I got together about 5-6 playwrights and got them to write short 10-minute stories. I think it's interesting because it ties together all the various threads of empire and
that's the historical information that we can really get into again. So tell us the name of that we can find on Netflix once again.
It's called Journey of an African Colony.
Gotcha. Okay. So you are a playwright and you are a producer, and you've you know, done so much in your community there in Lagos. But how did you get here? Who are you, Aduke? Like, tell us, you know, give us some backstory. Let us in on how did this prominent woman get to this place right now?
Okay, so I actually started off my career as a lawyer. I was on the carnival committee, and I was actually the chair of the junior carnival. So every year we had 2,000 children that we had to get on the streets, get them dressed up,
yeah,
garbed, makeup. And we're talking kids from like maybe high school, like 12 to 16. dress,
Gotcha.
get them on the street, go on the parade, come back, have a party, then up 4 o'clock home into their buses.
Oh,
So
wow. Half centenarians, and I'm speaking to us because we're in the month of February, what we consider Black History Month. I mean, we're Black. I'm Black every month, but this month we're getting to go in and kind of think a little bit deeper into our history. And that's just one part of that struck me as different than what I'd learned growing up. So I just implore us always to just not talk about the same, let's add a little bit more knowledge. And that's where you come in, because what you've done, you have so much knowledge and depth of knowledge about all of those things. But what you did too was you started putting some things pen to paper to be a storyteller. So you've had an opportunity to write some books, share your knowledge, kind of talk to us about your books and what you've done. You've wrote a children's book because you work with children in Carnival, and then you've written another book. So share with us what your book titles are, what they're about, and where we can find those.
Okay, so my children's book, if you can see here, it's called Lost and Found in Lagos. And I wrote that in collaboration with a media company. And it's about two little girls, age 11, and how they settle down into school, okay? But what I did was, as well, I wound in the story of Lagos, okay?
Nice.
So the girls go to Tafawa Balewa Square, which is a big square here, where at independence, the Nigerian flag was raised for the first time. The girls go to the Brazilian quarters. The houses are described, that they are given food. So although it's a coming of age tale, for like
right.
But I wanted that historical thing to be inside it, so that they would get some knowledge without it being banged on their head. You must learn this history, okay?
Yeah, and it's stories. Kids love to read stories. So let me ask you, with that, and you have such a connection with the children there in Lagos, do you find that they use those books in school? Do they, use that as kind of a context book or something of that nature?
No, they haven't as yet, but it's done quite well with people reading it at home. A couple of years ago, because it came out 2018, 2019, I think. And there's a TV program here that at the end of the year does best books.
Again, we have a lot of texts here in the United States that are informational, and it kind of weaves in a little bit of historical data. But there are some times in our community that we need to find some connection with African-American history that is really classical African-American history. And for that age group, that adolescent reading, that would be an appropriate text. So we're going to share that with the Half Centenarian group. We have a lot of teachers that follow us. I'm a teacher at heart as well. So, for me, I think it's important that we do that. So now we're going to transition from that 11-year-old young lady to your other book. Tell us a little bit about that one. That's a little bit different.
It is. So this one is called On Attending My Own Wake. So this book is written from the perspective of somebody who has died by suicide, but has come back to attend their own wakekeeping.
Wow.
And hey, who wouldn't want to come to their own wakekeeping? I'd be right.
Yes.
You want to know what they were talking about you after you'd gone.
Right. What are they saying about me? Yeah. Okay, I get it. I see the perspective now.
Yes.
I see the perspective.
Yes. You would. Which is why I guess they say, give people their flowers while they're here. But
they're living.
But wouldn't it be nice to come back and hear what everybody was saying about you?
Yeah.
So that's the
premise. Okay. Makes sense.
Yes.
When you think about what you've written in the book, so first of all, where can we find that book? Because when you mentioned about suicide prevention and suicide is pervasive, let me tell you something. We are currently in 2022 right now, but everybody in the world has kind of been in state of trauma since 2019 when they called this thing something. And so COVID, Corona, Omicron, whatever you call it, it has produced a level of suicide that is unheard of, as far as I know. So with your books and all of the things that you've done, because we have showcased you on the screen in different avenues that you've worked in to kind of bring exposure to. You do a lot to expose what's happening in Lagos as well as other parts of the world. So you are to be commended for that. But here's my question to you, Aduke. What are you doing for you as a half centenarian to live your best life?
Well, okay. I do ballet lessons. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I do ballet lessons because one thing about ballet that I love is that because I also like to swim, but when you swim, the mind keeps going around, right? Oh, did I close the windows? Oh my God, I have a deadline, have to do that, blah, blah, blah. When you're in the ballet class, you cannot think of anything else but what position are my feet? Where's my arm? Oh, tendu, rond de jambe, plie. So it's relaxing in that your brain completely it shuts down for that hour.
You've aimed at a lot of things, Aduke. You've done some great things, and I've seen you, followed you, and as a half centenarian, I commend you for continuing to move and do and use your gifts and talents to keep promoting that which you feel is important.
Lagosians are some of the most tolerant people. It's a city that welcomes strangers, and it welcomes strangers and encourages strangers to make it their home. I mean, my mother was Irish. My father met her when he studied in Ireland. But yeah.
So you have an Irish Nigerian background. Okay.
Yes, I do. Which is why.
What a connection, Clash of the Titans kind of thing. Like you think about those two ethnicities coming, that's wonderful. And look what they produced.
Yes, so that's why my play that you spoke about earlier with the
now that connects with that.
With, the journey home with the Irish actors. That's why I could connect with them because I mean my cousins are Irish.
Right. Yeah.
I mean I have cousins that have red hair. You know what I'm saying? I mean typical
Irish. Yeah. Because of technological advances, we are here now on this in this medium. But I am so glad to hear that Lagos is very welcoming because I am definitely looking forward to visiting and coming to the museum there and seeing all of the wonderful artifacts that you've shown us during our time together. For those of you half centenarians who have, a need to find something to start a conversation, Aduke has provided us with 2 texts that you can get right now, but she also has a lot of different information that's to be found. So we're sharing your information on the screen now. I just want to say thank you so much for your time. Thank you to everyone that's there. They've been nothing but gracious. As you said, they're very welcoming, very good people. Thank you so much to them. Thank you for your time. I thank you, half centenarians. Don't forget, like, comment, share, follow us on this journey. Follow Aduke on her journey to continue bringing us great, just mediums of art and creativity. It has been my pleasure. Take care, half centenarians. We will see you soon. And happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
I have to say that. I almost forgot to say that.
Happy Black History Month.
Pleasure, yes.